Hello, we're back again for some more Alien Stage. This time, of course, we have Till, new sub-song, Scars. This is only his second sub-song, yeah, because we have obviously Mi Vida Loca. I don't think we have any more sub-songs. I'm not that familiar with the sub-songs. I don't listen to on my playlist. I often forget they exist. So maybe he does, but and apologies about the the cough, the rugged appearance. My voice is a bit croaky as well. I've been a bit ill lately, but I wanted to watch this for sure. I wanted to get this. I wanted to check this out because I've heard good things. So yeah, this is a long one as well, 5 minutes 30. I feel like we haven't had Till like sing for this long. I don't know, like, but yeah, and we got the lyrics, of course. Of course, we're doing this with the lyrics. So yeah, let's go. Scars, Till. Akagetsu, I'm pretty sure is the vocalist. I'm pretty sure, yeah. Let's go. What an interesting tone. Sounds quite hopeful. And this picture, man. I can already feel the emotions coming. Oh wow. I already got chills. Just the whole tone of this is... Wow, this is... the lyrics as well, man. She is a flower. Wow, man. I'm not even 2 minutes in and I'll be tearing up at this. It's just the whole tone of it is like really... It's really emotional. I love the sound of that guitar, man. I love it. I love how just harsh it sounds, but it's like it's hopeful still. To strip it all back, just the piano. I love the mixing of that piano as well, like it sounds really raw, like you're in the room with it. And the synths coming in. Wow, this is...
흐려져버린 그대여 But you know what remains 사라진다고 끝이라면 흐려져버린 끝이야 Scars remind me every day The lost and noise and lights remain See the days are fade away
Wow, man. Jesus. I mean, yeah, I definitely get where everyone was talking about this and hyping this up. It feels like a goodbye. It really does. It's like a final goodbye for Ivan from Till. I don't know what sort of more content we'll be getting with Till. Obviously, I assume you might be involved somewhat in the sequel in some way. I'm not too sure how, but we know what you won't be singing. We know that's something he can't do anymore, really, properly. Unless he can, unless this is like a canonically thing. Because I can't remember exactly what his injuries caused, like hurt him in what way. Because I remember not realizing it wasn't clear to me exactly what he was dealing with. I know the comics expanded on it a bit, but I can't remember if it was sound or if it was speaking. Because I know obviously he was communicating with paper, and obviously even if you're mute, you can't hear stuff. You don't speak too well either. So I'm not too sure if someone can clarify that in the comments for me, what his injuries are exactly, and how, I guess now that his time has passed, and what sort of position he's in healing wise and that sort of thing, that'd be great. But I still don't think he'd be a big focus of the next season anyway. But yeah, this song was it was something. It was really, I think, I'm trying to think of the sub songs now. It might be the best, yeah. And Mi Vida Loca has also really grown on me. Till, like, the two sub songs he has are incredible. I think it might be the best. And not just musically, lyrically, like both, for sure. Yeah, it feels like this first verse maybe in whole is kind of talking about his trauma with what happened and Ivan. I've realised I switch between Ivan and Ivan a lot. I don't know exactly what the pronunciation is, but I always end up switching between the two. I don't know why. Yeah, it's Sleepless Nights, just like has half empty frames. It's like visions of drawings or paintings or pictures that he doesn't have the full picture of. He doesn't quite understand it, but they're there regardless, and it's something for him that he sees all the time, even if he doesn't see the full picture of it. And it's also something that, obviously, that he tries to keep aside. He doesn't like to think about this, obviously. It's such I do apologise. It's such confusing emotions for him. It really is. I mean, that is very clearly in reference to when Ivan's last act towards Ivan. I can like picture that, like him doing that so clearly as well. Him trying to just cope with this and being like, it's fine, I don't need to think about this. I'm just gonna move on. Like this whole verse, just dealing with that trauma is it's really poignant. I don't know. It's so good. I love this line. Obviously referencing the new generation that he's raising now, the kids that he managed to get out and save. And this is it's a generation without Ivan. Ivan, obviously, I feel like we can go into the sort of the whole thing with obviously the kids, obviously that you can see in the background. They have the original three, Sue, Mizzy, and Ivan, and then obviously the new ones. They're like made with their DNA. I mean, it's going to be interesting how that is explored and whether the sequel will be about these guys, or whatever they do next will be about these guys or not. Because I feel like that's going to be a really tough sort of character progression or topic to handle, because obviously all of these characters will have elements of, we can very clearly see the different elements that they have visually and how that will be in like implemented into them as characters, and how they'll also honour the old characters during that. It would be a complicated thing to write, but I have faith in the writers to absolutely be able to do that well. We had this line of obviously Till raising the next generation. He's moved on from this. It's like, actually, I don't think, actually this point, I don't, in the verse I don't think he has moved on. I think it's the fresh grass rising, but he's still thinking about Ivan. He's still breathing the air that Ivan left behind. Like it's still something that is in his mind, even with this fresh grass beneath. There's still this sort of old air that he can't seem to get rid of at this point. But he still breathes it, and it's like the confusing emotions of he's absolutely happy to remember Ivan, but at the same time it hurts him. It clearly hurts him, and I talked about this in the last reaction to one of the cover songs. Rui, yeah, I assume Rui is a flower. Let's find out what exactly it means. Symbolizes regret, sorrow, and repentance. Has a bitter taste. Ah, yes, you'll rue the day is obviously a common phrase. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I love that. I read you in the cracks that overflow. That also reminds me of like the heart, that we see in Karma, the hearts and that cracking and the black sort of liquid coming out of it. Yeah, man. Oh, Till and he's such a what an incredible character this series has. Like in a series that is really full of these really toxic characters that harm each other and are not really good people for the most part. Till really is like a shining light. Okay, he is he really is a diamond in the rough. And that's not to say that he's perfect. He has his own fair share of issues, but at this point in the story, look at him. Like, wow. Like just being able to even just think of Ivan in this way, despite everything he's done to him and like all the feelings he has. I also really like how this song. I know Mi Vida Loca is kind of one that you can interpret Ivan and Mizzy for, but I feel like apart from that, everything post Alien Stage is less about Mizzy so far. It has been about Ivan and him dealing with that guilt and that trauma as well of him dying, rather than Mizzy. I suppose that's because Mizzy is still alive, and I wonder if he does know that. I'm not too sure, but he knows that there is something out there for Mizzy that he can still reconcile with and still basically just interact with and communicate with if possible. I assume you might know this, but because I assume he sees like the posters of her and her being on the run or something. Sorry. Um. Yeah, scars remember everything. I like that as well because obviously that's a very metaphorical phrase, but there's also the literal meaning to it as well, given how Ivan treated Till would often give him physical scars and left him a physical scar around his throat. So as much as this is metaphorical, for Till it absolutely is literal as well. I love that the mold and flowers keep walking, the juxtaposition between the two, mold and the flowers, and then again walking and bleeding, another juxtaposition. The eyes grow rust and fade. God, these lyrics are insane. They're so good. Wow. And musically as well, this song was really just like straight off the bat. It just had such an interesting tone, and that's something I've been really impressed with Alien Stage in general. Is how just how different all the songs are, how unique they are. I mean, going into this series blind, I was not expecting. I mean, I was. This is probably just a stereotype with it being me. My knowledge of it being a Korean series is I was expecting like more K-pop adjacent stuff. But they've tapped into so many different genres here. I mean, and the moment I put on that first video and Michael Amatis played, I was like, okay, any sort of preconceived notions about the series I have, let's just chuck it out the window, because it's clear that we're not dealing with something that can be sort of fit into a box like that. See, man, that's just such a positive step for Till. Like, I feel like they spends the first verse being like unsure what to do with this trauma. It's him in those, I can't remember how many, maybe 2 or 1 year, where he's dealing with that trauma of Ivan by his side and like haunting him. And in that first verse to me is him being like, I kind of really do just want to forget this and move on. I don't want to remember him anymore. I don't want to remember this whole thing anymore, and I'm confused. But like at the same time, he's not someone I can just leave behind like that. And now it's like maybe he's slipping his mind, but he's like, no, I will. I even if I forget you, I will make sure that I remember you fondly, and my last thoughts and feelings towards you are positive ones. And just Till just kind of grappling with the whole. He's been grappling with Ivan so much, like just kind of realizing what Ivan meant to him and what Till meant to Ivan as well, in both ways. He's like, and I mentioned I can't remember which song it was. It would have been the comic. It would have been the post karma comic with Till and Ivan. How it's just really sad how he only realised all of these things after Ivan died, but it's the kind of thing that maybe for as long as they lived, they might have never realised that it had to take. I think Ivan maybe had to die for Till to realise this. Because I think in this environment they're in, probably wouldn't have been possible for them to express themselves and live the way they really wanted to. Which is unfortunate. It fucking sucks. But I love that seize and embrace you. Like, seize is a very particular word there. Rather than hold or anything like that, it's a very, like a proactive word, seizes, you know? And again, another juxtaposition. It's throughout the whole song they've been doing that. I know your warmth even in its chill. That's the thing. He acknowledges all these bad things that Ivan did to him, and all these bad things that he made Till feel. But in this moment, in his sort of thinking about Ivan after he died, he's like, for everything bad that he's given good things to me as well, and that connection, it's not worth remembering him in that way. It's worth acknowledging those things, for sure. You can't just ignore them. And he absolutely has. He's been grappling with them this entire time, but he wants to remember Ivan in a positive way. Like, he wants to move on, facing forward, and not having to force himself to forget about Ivan. Even now, I keep switching. I don't know what it is. I assume this is referring to Cure itself, because I'm pretty sure it was raining during that, or there was like water coming down imitating rain during that performance. And there's the light going dark as well after he sees him get shot. Like, warm shadows seep. Like, that's just three words that shouldn't be together, but it makes so much sense in this context. I like that. Kind of really represents how much Ivan was with him and took over him during this time after Alien Stage finished. Like, his warm shadows seep through his entire skin, leaving a stench behind. Like, wow, that's such a poignant way to describe that. And the more he tries to get rid of it, the more like clear the stains are, the more. And I love that sharper as well, because you can interpret that in a visual way. Like, you can picture it being like sharper and more clear, but also it says that it's hurting him. The more he tries to be like, no, I don't want to think about it, it's like no, this is something you can't forget and you have to embrace, as he is doing now. Yeah, and he's completely familiarized himself with that pain, and he's embraced it, which is like, I mean, just Till, man, he's the fucking goat, man. Like, I don't know. It is really crazy to me that this series that has some really great female characters in it, I'm really gravitating more towards Ivan, Till, and Mizzy. And like I mentioned in one of the other videos, that's just not like me at all. I always gravitate towards female characters more. But I don't know, man. Even Till and Luca, they're kind of just the fucking goats. Like, what a song. Like I mentioned musically as well, I love this sort of tone it goes for, the synths it uses, that guitar which sounds really harsh on the ears, but in a good way. Similar to when it all was stripped back and there was just the piano. Like, the recording of that sounded very real. It sounded very like genuine and like I could, as if you're in the room or in like a room near to the room where it's being played. I think that's a good way to describe that piano section actually, in being in a room near to where it's being played, because you can't. In this situation, Ivan isn't actually with Till. He's near him, but he can't reach him. He's in a room. He's in a room besides him that he can't open and he can't enter. Yeah, this was really fucking good, guys. This song, probably my favorite, maybe my favorite sub song so far. I gotta listen to it a bit more, but that like just was both lyrically. There's so much there, and musically, I really like that sound. That sound like really resonates with me, and I really am a big fan of that. So yeah, that's Till's sub song, Scars, part two. Maybe his last sub song we get. Probably. I'm almost certain it probably is. The way, just the tonally and the way it sounds, the way it's sort of a farewell to Ivan, the way it's him embracing that. It does feel like a finale to Till's arc, in a sense, regarding Ivan. And now I'm waiting for Mizzy's part two. I'm going to be very excited for that. I'll probably see you guys then. That might end up being the next thing that comes out regarding Alien Stage. We'll see. Either way, I'll be there. You know I will. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please let me know in the comments how you feel about this song, more interpretations, anything like that. I love reading the comments. A really big fan of the Alien Stage videos and the interactions I get on them. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye.